Imagine stepping into a courtroom and watching a 14-year-old girl talk to her mother like she's disposable. Right there, in front of a room full of strangers. What starts off as a routine traffic case turns into a crash course on respect, sacrifice, and how entitlement collapses the moment it runs into real accountability. Drop where you're watching from, because this one cuts deep for anyone who knows raising good kids is far harder than raising comfortable ones. It's an ordinary Tuesday inside Providence Municipal Court. Judge Frank Caprio scans through the cases. Next up, Rebecca Torres, 38 years old, 3 unpaid parking tickets totaling $425, plus an expired registration. The bailiff announces the case. Rebecca steps forward wearing a faded McDonald's uniform, hands trembling as she approaches the bench. Trailing behind her is her daughter, Brianna, 14 years old and dressed like a walking billboard for high-end brands. Designer jeans, a Supreme hoodie, spotless Air Jordans, gold hoops. But it's the phone that captures everyone's attention. Brianna's face is locked onto an iPhone 14 Pro, AirPods in, tuned out from the world. Rebecca glances back at her, torn between embarrassment and pure exhaustion. Judge Caprio studies him carefully. After 3 decades on the bench, he knows a story when he sees one. A mother who can't afford a stack of fines, and a daughter wrapped in luxury so tightly she can't see her mother's struggle. He clears his throat. "Miss Torres, please step up." Before Rebecca can say a word, Brianna cuts in. "Can we hurry? I've got plans at 4. Gasps ripple through the gallery. Rebecca's face burns. "Brianna, please, not now." Judge Caprio leans in. "Young lady, I'm speaking with your mother. Wait quietly." Brianna doesn't bother removing her AirPods. She sighs loudly, shifting from one overpriced sneaker to the other. The picture of teenage disdain. Judge Caprio returns to Rebecca. "Ms. Torres, you're here for 3 unpaid parking tickets totaling $425, plus an expired registration. Tell me what's going on." Rebecca clutches her papers. "Your Honor, I work at McDonald's. I've been taking extra shifts, but the tickets got away from me. My registration expired because I couldn't afford the renewal and the brake repair at the same time. I'm just asking for a payment plan, maybe $40 a month." He nods sympathetically. "Ms. Torres, I see you're a single parent. Oh my God, Mom, just pay it so we can go." The room freezes. Rebecca whirls around. "Brianna Marie Torres, enough." Brianna rolls her eyes. "Whatever." Judge Caprio's tone sharpens instantly. "Young lady, silence. This is a courtroom." Brianna smirks, tosses out a half-hearted fine, and sinks back into her phone. Judge Caprio turns toward Rebecca. "How long have you been at McDonald's?" 7 years, Your Honor. I'm a shift supervisor." "And you're raising your daughter alone?" "Yes, Your Honor." Brianna suddenly chimes in, eyes still glued to her screen. "Not really alone. I see Dad every weekend. He actually has a real job and real money." A stunned hush washes over the courtroom. Rebecca's shoulders fold in. Her eyes shine. Judge Caprio's expression hardens. "Miss Torres, that was cruel and unnecessary." Brianna shrugs. "Just being honest. Mom works at McDonald's. We're broke. Dad's got money. Those are just facts." Rebecca makes a choking sound, somewhere between a sob and a gasp. "Your Honor, I'm so sorry. She wasn't raised like this." Judge Caprio's eyes shift between mother and daughter. Clearly, someone is raising her very differently now. Rebecca's voice becomes small. "Her father, he buys her things I can't. Makes me look like I'm failing." Brianna scoffs. "You make yourself look like a failure, Mom. Dad doesn't have to help with that." The room erupts, gasps, murmurs, a woman grabbing her friend's arm. The bailiff moves in, but Judge Caprio lifts a hand and the room snaps silent. "Miss Torres," he says sharply, "you just cross a line." Brianna finally lifts her eyes from her phone, but keeps it clutched in her hand. The smugness wavers. Rebecca whispers shakily, "Your Honor, I can handle her at home." Caprio raises a calming hand. "Your mother is trying to protect you, Miss Torres. The question is whether you've earned that protection." Brianna's phone buzzes. Without hesitation, she glances down. "It's my dad. Put that phone away immediately," Caprio commands. "But he's texting me." "I said immediately." Brianna hesitates, then begins typing. The courtroom erupts again. The bailiff steps forward. Caprio slams his gavel. One sharp crack. Silence. "Miss Torres, hand your phone to the bailiff. Now!" Brianna hugs it to her chest. "You can't take my phone. That's illegal." "In this courtroom, I certainly can," the judge replies. "Bailiff." He extends his hand. Brianna searches her mother's face, but Rebecca has turned away, shaking silently. "This is theft." Brianna shoots back. "My dad's a lawyer. He'll sue you." Caprio raises an eyebrow. "Your father is an attorney?" Brianna nods confidently. "Yeah, and he told me nobody can take my property." Caprio looks at Rebecca. "Ms. Torres, is your ex-husband a lawyer?" Rebecca nods. "Yes, Your Honor. Family law. Downtown." "And does he pay child support?" Rebecca swallows. "He's supposed to pay $950 a month." "Is he current?" She shakes her head. "He's 11 months behind." The room explodes again. Shock, whispers, disbelief. 11 months? Someone blurts. Another gestures toward Brianna's outfit. "But he buys her all that." Caprio scribbles a note. "That's $10,450 in arrears." Rebecca nods weakly. "And yet your daughter says he has money for nice things." "He does," Rebecca whispers. "He lives in a luxury apartment with his new girlfriend. He takes Brianna shopping every weekend. I can't compete." Brianna snaps back instantly. "You're just jealous because Dad upgraded to someone successful." Rebecca staggers as if hit. Gasps ripple across the courtroom. A woman in the second row stands, pointing at Brianna. Before she can speak, Caprio's calm voice fills the room. "Miss Torres, give the bailiff your phone now, or I will hold you in contempt of court." Brianna stiffens. "I'm 14. You can't hold a kid in contempt." Caprio's eyes narrow. "Watch me." The reality finally lands. With dramatic reluctance, Brianna hands a phone over. "This is so unfair," she mutters. Caprio places it on his bench. "Now, Miss Torres, you will stand silently while I speak to your mother. If you interrupt again, there will be consequences. Do you understand?" Arms crossed, Brianna mutters. "Yeah." He pauses. "I asked you a question." She grinds out, "Yes." "Yes, what?" "Yes, Your Honor." Caprio turns to Rebecca, his tone softening. "Miss Torres, tell me about your life. Not the tickets. Your life." Rebecca wipes her tears. "After the divorce, I got custody and the debt." He kept his law practice. "I worked 55 hours a week. The tickets, I just couldn't keep up. There was always something urgent. The electric bill, school supplies, medical costs." Caprio asks gently, "And your ex-husband pays nothing?" Rebecca shakes her head. "He says his girlfriend's pregnant, so he needs to save money. I can't afford to fight him anymore." Caprio nods slowly. "And yet he buys your daughter expensive clothes? Every weekend," Rebecca whispers. And then she looks at me like I'm the failure, because I'm too busy working to keep the lights on. Caprio exhales, turns to Brianna. "Miss Torres, step in front of my bench." Brianna doesn't move. "Mom, tell him I don't have to." Rebecca doesn't even look back. "Do what the judge says." Her voice is flat. Brianna drags herself forward. Caprio waits until she lifts her eyes. "Brianna, do you know what your mother does at her job?" Brianna shrugs. "She works at McDonald's." "I asked what she does." "She makes food? Takes orders?" "I don't know." Caprio nods. "She serves people. She stands on her feet for 8-hour shifts. She comes home exhausted. And she still takes care of you. What do you contribute?" Brianna stammers. "I'm in 8th grade. I don't have to contribute. I'm a kid." Caprio's eyebrow lifts. "Ah, a child when responsibility is required, but old enough to judge your mother's worth by her paycheck." Color rises in Brianna's cheeks. "That's not what I meant." "That is exactly what you meant. You told this entire courtroom your father has money and your mother doesn't, as if that makes him better. Brianna looks away. I didn't mean it like that. Then explain how you meant it. Silence. When was the last time you thanked your mother for anything? Brianna bristles. I don't know. Why does that matter? Because gratitude matters. Respect matters. Your mother is standing here humiliated because she couldn't pay parking tickets while working 60-hour weeks, and you're acting like she's an inconvenience. Brianna folds her arms tighter, saying nothing. Caprio leans forward. Let me tell you something about your father. A man almost a year behind on child support, but buying you $200 jeans? That's not success. That's manipulation. He's buying your loyalty because it's easier than parenting. Brianna's voice trembles. That's not true. He loves me. I'm sure he does. But love without responsibility is empty. Your mother loves you too. The difference is she sacrifices for you every single day. Brianna's voice cracks. You don't understand. You're right. I don't know what it's like to be 14 with divorced parents. But I do know what happens when children grow up without being taught respect. And right now, Brianna, you're on that path. A single tear slips down Brianna's cheek. Caprio's tone softens slightly. Here's what's going to happen. Your mother asked for help. I'm reducing her fines to $50 total, with 90 days to pay. Brianna exhales in relief. Can we go now? No, Caprio says firmly. We are not done. Brianna's head jerks up. What? You may not have a citation, but your behavior today demands accountability. I'm ordering you to complete 50 hours of community service. You can't do that. I'm just a kid. You keep saying that, Caprio replies, but nothing about your behavior has reflected childhood. Brianna turns to her mother desperately. Mom, tell me you can't do this. Rebecca finally looks at her, eyes red, but expression steeled. Your Honor, I support your decision completely. Brianna stares at her, stunned. Mom, what? Why are you doing this? Rebecca steps closer. Because for years I've made excuses. Watching you disrespect me in front of all these people, I realize I've been failing you by not setting boundaries. Judge Caprio is right. You need to learn what real work looks like. Brianna's voice rises. I can't believe you're doing this to me. Rebecca's voice stays steady. I'm on your side. That's why I'm agreeing. Letting you continue like this isn't love, it's neglect. Caprio nods approvingly. You'll complete your 50 hours at Providence Community Kitchen, helping prepare and serve meals to people who have nothing. Hard-working people who still struggle. 5 hours every Saturday for 10 weeks. Tears stream down Brianna's face. This isn't fair. Caprio leans back, voice sharpening. Fair? Your mother working 2 jobs while your father lives in luxury isn't fair. But accountability for your behavior? That is fair. Before anyone leave the courtroom, Judge Caprio gives one final instruction. Before you go, young lady, you owe your mother an apology. Brianna freezes. Tears streak down her cheeks. Her voice barely escapes. I said sorry. Not like that. The judge replies. You disrespected her publicly. You'll apologize publicly. Look at her. Tell her what you're sorry for. The room goes silent. Brianna forces herself to lift her head. Her face collapses. Mom, I'm sorry for what I said about you and Dad, for being embarrassed by you, for not seeing how hard you work, for making you feel small. You're not. You're your everything. Rebecca opens her arms. Brianna falls into them, sobbing. Rebecca strokes her daughter's hair. I love you, sweetheart, even when you make it hard. Sniffles ripple through the gallery. Even the bailiff turns away to blink back emotion. After a long pause, Judge Caprio gently calls Brianna's name. She steps back, wiping her eyes. You begin your community service this Saturday at 8 a.m. 10 consecutive Saturdays. Brianna nods, unable to speak. This isn't punishment, the judge continues. It's a chance. The people you'll serve have the wisdom you need. If you're wise, you'll listen. Thank you, Your Honor, Brianna whispers. 7 weeks pass. Rebecca returns to court, this time with no citation. She walks beside Brianna, not in front of her. The transformation is instant and unmistakable. Comfortable jeans, simple sweater, no jewelry, no phone glued to her hand. More importantly, she walks shoulder to shoulder with her mother, Ms. Torres. Judge Caprio says warmly, "I wasn't expecting to see you again." Rebecca smiles, really smiles. "We just want to give you an update." Brianna steps forward. Her voice is clear, steady. "Your Honor, I've finished 42 of my 50 hours. It's changed me. There's a woman at the kitchen, Maria. She works 3 jobs and still relies on the food bank. When she tells her story, I see my mom." "And what else have you learned?" the judge asks. Brianna takes a breath. "That all the stuff Dad buys me doesn't mean anything if it comes at Mom's expense. I told him I don't want expensive gifts anymore. And I got a babysitting job so I can help with bills." Rebecca squeezes her daughter's hand. "She's been wonderful, Your Honor. She even cooks dinner now so I can rest after work." Judge Caprio rises from his chair. "Ms. Torres, both of you. 7 weeks ago you walked in here as 2 people drifting apart. Today, you stand here as a family finding its way back." He turns to Brianna. "The world will try to convince you that success looks like money and brand names. But your mother showed you the truth. Real success is character, sacrifice, love that doesn't quit. Don't ever forget that." "I won't, Your Honor," Brianna promises. As they leave the courtroom, Brianna wraps her arm around her mother's shoulders. They walk out united, something they haven't been in a long, long time. When the door closes behind them, Judge Caprio sits back with the faintest, satisfied smile. If this moment hit you in the heart, make sure you subscribe for more real courtroom stories, where entitlement is challenged, accountability is delivered, and judges like Frank Caprio remind us that justice isn't only about laws. It's about lessons that shape lives. Hit that like button if you believe every young person should learn respect and the value of real work. And let us know in the comments, what would you have done in Judge Caprio's place? Because this story, it isn't just about a struggling mother or a disrespectful teen. It's about all of us and the values we choose to pass down. The greatest wealth we can give our children isn't found in shopping bags or bank accounts. It's found in character, compassion, and the courage to become better than we were yesterday.